Hello, hello. Welcome back to Monsters of the Mic, episode 21. Another Bears victory.
Woo! Let's go. So
Woo,
exciting,
indeed.
man. So
Woo, indeed.
so
Oh my
exciting.
God.
I told you this was gonna happen. I stood on 10 toes and man,
But in
that
that
was
manner, bro, in that manner,
in
no, dude,
that
that
manner was very I didn't say how it was gonna happen. I just, I knew we were gonna win.
just cardiac Bears, man. It was just horrible. And I mean, listen, I'm
You-
so happy we fucking won and we're 11-4, right? Big significance, right? We clinched a playoff spot for the first time since 2020, right? So we've full playoff football back in this city, but like,
Mhm.
man, that was just that first half was just as brutal as that first half in the other game. It could have even been fucking worse, honestly.
It was I I yeah, yeah, it was bad. I think I think it was bad just because and I noticed this after. Um, we only had three possessions on offense. Like the Packers held the ball.
Yeah.
They ran like 60 plays versus our
Mm-hmm.
40,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
was really the biggest difference in the game. And I think that would have been our game plan if Jordan Love was still in there.
I
Um,
think, yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think it does say a lot as to like how dangerous they think we are because if they give us the ball back, like I think they
Yeah.
knew I think they knew like after some time we were gonna break through and figure it out.
No,
So
fair enough. Fair, and I think you're 100% you're right. I think it was just keep the ball, keep the rhythm out of Caleb's hand, right? Keep that rhythm out, you know what I mean? So like
mm,
and you saw like the rhythm wasn't there, you know what I mean? It wasn't starting to click until right that fourth quarter where they started getting more possessions and they started moving the ball down the field and getting points, right? Yeah, a
right.
couple of them were field goals, right? Which I'll touch on Cairo Santos in a second, but like they started getting the rhythm. Caleb
Yeah.
found it, right? So like
Mm,
they get that field goal to get it within a one score, then they get that onside, right? And then
yeah.
they get Caleb just going out and then in overtime, right? I knew Green Bay was gonna sit there and be like, we're gonna run this clock as much as possible,
Yeah, they
right?
wanted to get in and get out. Like they wanted it to be ugly, like
Right,
they
right. You know
they
what I
didn't
mean?
want to hang
Because
with us. Yeah.
correct, and that's why, and I get it, right? Like Ford went on that 4th and 1, right? They fumbled that fucking ball, right? Like
Hmm.
that was huge for us. But like, if he got that first down, he's running that ball within 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And it goes into your point 100%. Like if the Bears got that ball back, like they knew we were gonna score, and we ended up doing right. And can we just talk about for a second Caleb's ball? That was probably the best throw of his career.
That
Like,
was that was beautiful, man. Like drifting a
mm,
little bit to the left into the wind, drops a fucking dime into DJ's hand. The
mm.
shot, the catch was amazing too, by the way. Like not to take anything away from DJ, because
No, no, the
because
catch was fucking beautiful,
Nixon
beautiful.
was draped all over him, like hands on his face mask. That should have been a
Everything.
DPI,
Oh,
but
it should have been a DPI, but it wouldn't have mattered, right? But
yeah,
like,
yeah. It like that was
right.
what I what a way to beat the Packers to like snap that losing streak against them
Hmm.
at your
Hmm.
own home field. Like in this fashion, I feel like this is one of those wins that just like jolts you up, like
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
gonna
Oh,
push the team
absolutely.
into like a different kind of level now because like they just got over like a curse. I don't know what you would call it, but like
I mean, it's been 7 years since they beat the Packers at Soldier Field.
hmm
7 fucking years.
and in a meaningful game this big for the division, essentially, like
Absolutely, absolutely.
mhm,
And let's talk about that, right? Like we talked about it, right, in the first couple episodes, right, where we're like, oh, what are the Bears going to be? Are they going to be, I said 11-6 wild card. You said 12-5, right? Like we're pretty much at
mhm,
that spot, right? We're both kind of nailed it. They're in there. Who knows? They might win 13 games if they go out on a streak, right? Who the hell knows, right? You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
But we both said playoffs. We both said this, right? And we both talked about at the end of the day, even if they didn't make the playoffs, just play meaningful games in December. That
and they're
that was,
doing that.
and they're doing that, right? That was one of our criteria, as we said, of how successful this season's going to be, right? And Ben Johnson got him right into the playoffs. Holy hell, right? So
Mhm.
now the expectation is playoffs every year, which is what we
Yeah,
wanted, right? Which is what we want in this culture. So like 100% meaningful games against the Packers, and I know people are going to be like, oh, here it is, one of those Bears wins when they shouldn't have won the game. Once again, my counter argument is. great teams find ways, right? Mahomes has done it twice in the Super Bowl, down 10, right? With
Hmm.
10 minutes left. They come back and won. He did it, right? When he was down 21, 28-0 against the Texans. Came
In
back
the
and won that
playoffs.
game too, right? In the
Yeah.
playoffs, right? So, like, you want to sit there and say it, but when the greats do it or these people do it, oh, it's them, right? This, that, and the other. But when Caleb does it, oh, it's a fluke.
It's a fluke. Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
it's funny that you brought that up because like that was my comparison. In my head, like every time I think like watch this team, like that's the team that I think about, like the
Mm-hmm.
2019 Chiefs, where they
Mm-hmm.
just kept
Mm-hmm.
coming back and they just like they kept finding ways to win
Right. Right.
and like I think I think that's a fair comparison, man. Like this team is they're opportunistic.
Right. And I think
You
the big thing that you're saying, right, that I'm gonna add on, right, is like, yeah, like they find ways to win. I think with the Chiefs, right, it was they found ways to win and they made it flashy with Mahomes.
right.
The Bears, they win ugly. And I don't think people like that, right? In this day and age of the NFL, right? In the
Mhm.
80s, 70s, and 80s, if this was going on, people would have been like, oh my God, like this is what it is, right? This is what football is. But now with the high scoring offenses, which I think, right, defenses are starting to come back a lot in the NFL. I think,
Yeah.
right, they're starting to be, well, they're figuring out, right? I think this happens every year, right?
Mhm.
Offenses take on for the first half of the decade, defenses catch up and they balance each other out, right? So, like, I think the Bears aren't flashy, but once again, what is the most important thing, right, for teams that go on to the Super Bowl and they win is they find ways to win these games. So
Yeah.
you go there,
And
you're good.
and win in different ways. Like
Correct.
that's
Correct.
that's the
Correct.
most important thing. Like it's not like the Denver Broncos were this team isn't the Denver Broncos. Just
No,
like they're not squeaking
no.
out wins against bad teams. Like they'll beat bad teams by a lot and they'll get into close games with good teams, but they somehow just seem to find a way to win those
Right.
close games.
And you're correct. You hit it on the head, right? Like they beat the bad teams. They beat them up, right? They're supposed to. That's what you're
Right.
supposed to do as a good team, right? The Ravens, I mean, sorry, the Eagles do it when they were on top. The Rams do it, right? Like you're supposed to smack those teams in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Great. And everyone talked about, well, we'll see what the Bears are going to be in their second half of the season when it gets really difficult, right? Well, guess what?
We're
Pittsburgh's a
looking at
playoff
it.
team.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's a playoff team won. Philly playoff team won. Lost by 7 to division rival. Mopped the Browns, right? One of the best defenses in the league. And you beat your division rival at home. I'm sorry, that's
Hmm.
3 wins. It's 4 wins. My apologies of those 5 games. When people said, "Oh, let's see how they are," where are those people talking now? I'm sorry, where are they?
Exactly. I They are, yeah. I know. This is not a fluky team, man. Like the way they run the ball, the way they play defense,
Right.
like I think if you want to nitpick them, I think their biggest flaw is their pass rush because
Yes.
they
Yes.
cannot get pressure with their front four.
It's
And,
rough, man. It's rough.
yeah, and I think that's something that's gonna bite them in the playoffs or it's gonna get exposed for sure. But up until now, like they they find ways to make big plays on defense. Nashawn Wright, that strip fumble on Josh Jacobs, like,
Oh man. Oh man.
dude, every time he's on my screen, like he always makes a big play. In the
Right.
biggest moments, he always makes
Right.
a big
And can
play.
we talk about how he's a Pro Bowl snub?
He was.
Ridiculous.
He was.
Ridiculous. How
Yeah.
can you're the leader in the NFL in turnovers. Like, how are you not in the Pro Bowl?
To be fair, it's a fan voting kind of
I
thing, so I'm
understand
not
that. I get it, right? That's why the Pro Bowl to me, pros, all pros is
all
what matter
pro.
to me, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's what matters. But like,
Yeah.
come on, man, you have the most turnovers in the like, like he should be in there. Like, I'm sorry, but you're right. Like, that was a huge momentum shift, right? Like, big plays across the board from him, and like, you're right. I don't think it's fluky anymore. They win. Yes, it's do we lose 20 years of our lives every game? Of course we do. But you know what? At this point, they tied. Wait, I think Caleb has tied 6 wins. Well, coming back wins. Granted, the one against Minnesota was a punt return and a rush, 2 rushing attempts. So like, yes, I
If
understand
you
he
want to
gets
say
credit for
five,
it.
yeah.
Fuck it, fine. It's still 5, right? Like, I
Yeah.
still take it. So like, they know how to win. I think that's the team. That's the sorry the culture shift and the mentality shift that Ben Johnson brings into this, right? Like,
Hmm.
I know we haven't really touched the game on yet, but I think it's important to talk about this. Like, you saw the culture shift, right? And like how he brings that mental toughness of closing out games, right? Like, and we haven't had that since Lovie Smith. right?
Hmm.
You know what this season also reminds me of? I know it's going to sound crazy, right? Some of these games reminds me of
Hmm.
2006, that Arizona Cardinals game,
Yeah.
right? They should
Except
not have won that game by a fucking mile, yet they come back. Devin Hester has the game of his fucking life, and that defense wills us to that championship. I'm like,
I
this is
think,
literally that same culture.
yeah, it's the same culture. I think the difference between these two games is that this one, the quarterback was the one who brought us back. Like
Agreed.
it
Agreed.
was he put on his cape and he pulled off he pulled a hat out of his ass.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
it was amazing to see. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, it was against Malik Willis." Well, we
Just as I'm
knocked
out,
Jordan
Malik
Love.
Willis played better and put better stats up than Love did.
Yeah, he was not bad by any means. Like
And more
Malik was
importantly,
good.
yeah, and here's my thing too. Let's touch on it. I'm glad you brought that up, right? Like before we touch on Caleb's heroics, right? Like, first of all, if anybody thinks that Austin Booker tackle was dirty, I'm sorry, you don't know football. Like,
Hmm.
as you and I have discussed multiple times before this recording, like he ducked into that. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
He
was it a sucky play? Absolutely, but Booker was not intending to go
It
into.
was it was not intentional.
Right,
Yeah, like
right.
he ducked into it. It was unfortunate.
Right.
Like,
Agreed. And I
but
just got an update as we are recording this that he just got fined $11,000 for that hit, right? But no one's gonna fucking fine right Knicks on the hit on DJ, right? Where that was
that
absolutely
was
insane, right?
that was a dirty play. Yeah,
Right. Anyway. So Malik Willis goes out there, goes 9 for 11, 121, a touchdown, right? And also rushes for 44 yards. And that was the key in my opinion, right?
his rushing. Yeah.
Love is mobile, right? He can get around, right? He's that like that Aaron Rodgers-esque mobility, right? Like deceivingly. But like
Mm.
he is not Malik Willis can run. He can make moves and stuff like that, and the Bears are not ready for that. So I think that really changed Dennis Allen's game plan. Granted, in the second half they figured it out, but that first half, man, he was just
He was cooking us.
right.
Yeah,
He was cooking us. So I don't want to say, oh, like they beat Malik Willis. Malik Willis had a great game. I'm
they
sorry, I
were
don't care what
they
anybody
were
said.
yeah they were moving the ball. I think their issue was they went 0 for 5 in the red zone. Like
Bingo. That
that
was
was the
it.
key. Yeah,
Right. And Malik Willis, right? Let's even take away his performance. To come into that type of game for the division on the road and to put that performance on, I'm
yep,
sorry, Malik Willis played very well. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I don't think
He
Love would have
played
done
as
any better.
Yeah, he played as great as he could have. Like
Right.
this was the best version of Malik Willis that we
Correct.
could have seen.
And then,
Yeah,
and like you're talking about like, oh, people not stepping up. Emmanuel Wilson had more rushing yards than Josh Jacobs did.
yeah.
So
82
like
yards, 14 carries.
right. So like
Yeah,
these guys came to play in a game like this, right? So I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, injuries." The Bears are having injuries. We didn't have Luther or Rome. Like, and you can saw how that impacted right the offense.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm glad we're getting Luther back this Sunday against Arizona, right? But I mean, sorry, against the 49ers. But like that really impacted the offense and limited. I know, right? Johnson talks about scheming guys open and stuff like that, but like Roman Luther stretched the field.
You could tell like what kind of a difference they make on the team. Yeah,
Correct.
like
Correct.
we move the ball, but I don't think we're as efficient in the red zone without them. And that was that was kind of our issue
Absolutely.
going like during that game. We got a couple of field goals.
Hmm.
God bless Cairo Santos. I don't
Dude,
know
I was
how
about to
the
bring him
hell
up.
I don't know how the hell he made those kicks because that wind was blowing hard, 20 miles per hour. Like he
Dude,
like hooked it
the
in.
first
I think
was it the first or second one where it was like a 41 yarder or 43 yarder, and he played the win and hooked right back in.
it
It
just
was just
hooked
like,
in. I was like, dude, I don't know how he made that.
and then that 51 yarder to get right into there, right? Like I sat
That
there, I'm
one
like,
was impressive.
I want to talk shit about Santos because doesn't have the leg, but I'm sorry that if it wasn't for his kicking, we don't win that game by a mile. I'm sorry. Like, even with Caleb's heroics, we don't win that game without Cairo Santos kicking.
Even actually the onside kick, I had just seen this like right before we got
Hmm.
on. I think he has the most onside kicks of in NFL right
Oh,
now.
that's funny. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
even know
think it's
that.
like onside recoveries. I think it's like 3 out of 6 or something like that. So I was like, that's still a low key impressive stat. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's an impressive stat. Before we go, CJ Stroud just threw like a 70-yard touchdown to Higgins.
oh, nice.
Yeah. I have the game in the background. But yeah, anyway, but no, but you're right. I think Santos really, because I want to touch on Caleb, right, really get focused on him after this, right? But like,
Yeah,
Santos, I talk shit about him, but man, like Even that 51 yarder, like after he hooked that one in, that 51 yarder when he kicked it to make it to make it that one score game to put us 9 points, I was just like, I feel confident with him.
Yeah,
He's very confident and comfortable in Chicago, which is great. But once again, my buds, I still need 4 or 5 yards more. I need 56 yarders from you, like right, like you know what I mean. But I'm
he's
without Santos, we don't win this game. Simple. But
oh for sure.
I want to go where you went to, and I want to touch on the Iceman. You know what I mean? I've been hearing things that he likes the Iceman, but he'd rather go as the one.
The
I heard
one. Yeah, I
because
think he had his nails painted as
the
the
one,
one.
right? And
Yeah,
like I was listening to 670 the score, and someone that's in house like that they had a guest on is like, yeah, like he goes as the one. He likes the Iceman, he'll tolerate it, but like he likes the one. I'm like,
he likes the one.
either
Yeah,
one, right? Jeff Joniak, right? He says the Iceman cometh and the Iceman taketh. Man, that was just
that was
he's built
spectacular.
for this city, man. He's built for this city. I don't care what
Mhm.
anybody says. He's built for this. Like that, like the last couple of games, if he's not shown that he's built for this, and once again, my fucking problem with him is he wastes the fourth quarter. I need you full game, Caleb. Caleb, full game, 4 quarters, man. Four
I
quarters.
I still attribute like this one, the first half I attribute that all to the we only had three possessions. Like
Fair,
we
fair,
didn't have the
fair.
ball long enough. The second half, we were moving the ball. We got to score touchdowns, no field goals. But
Right,
we got something out of those.
right.
Those last two drives, god damn, man. Those were amazing.
Those were it, and
You,
that's what you were saying. Like, the Packers did not want the Bears to get in that rhythm because
hmm
there is right. Fourth quarter, game on the line, and those passes were just beautiful, right? Obviously, right that onside. I heard something that Romeo Dobbs was like, he was saying like it was all my fault, and someone was saying like, yeah, dog, like it was your fault. If you secure that bag, we don't lose, right? And like
Yeah.
and I think it really was like he took the eye of the ball, and then when I was watching this right in Michigan, right, and I was sitting there and like he got it, I sat there, I'm like, nah, like they didn't get it. No, there's no way. There's no way this 8% chance just happened. And they got it. I sat there, I'm like, don't give me hope. Like, come on, man. Come
An
on.
8% chance, man, of recovering. They had their best receiver fielding the ball and he muffs it. It
Muffs it.
yeah. And I think he got scared because Noah Sewell was like right, like maybe like 4 steps away from him.
Oh,
Four,
absolutely.
4-3.
Absolutely. And you're
Yeah.
right. Talk about Santos, right? Putting that ball exactly where it's supposed to.
hmm It bounced
Great,
bounced
great
right up
kick.
at him and he flinched and that was all we needed.
And then that drive, right? Going down, right, and to tie the game. They're going down. They're going down. I'm sitting here. I'm like, fuck. It's the Green Bay game all over again, right? It's the Green Bay game all
Exact same
over again.
scenario. Exact
I'm
same
like,
scenario.
Jesus fuck. So we get inside there, right? We get that third down, throws it, hits off the goalpost. I'm sitting there being like, oh, here's fourth down again. I'm like, oh my God. The panic. And then
And
fourth
then who do you
down,
who do
you
you
see
think
that
it goes to? Yeah.
dude, you see that ball just off, and I sat for a second. I'm like, oh my God, he overthrew it. I'm like, it's over. I'm like, it's he overthrew it. This is fucking awesome. 2 games. And then you just see Johnny Walker just come out and come down with it. And I blacked out. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know what
Yeah,
the fuck just happened.
I said the same thing, man. I I thought he threw it. I thought he overthrew it, and I was like, "Oh my God, this ball's going out of bounds." And Jade just catches it, corner of the end zone, wide open. They busted coverage. Like I was
Dude.
like, "Oh my God, what a moment for an undrafted free agent, though."
Right. In that type of game, right? In that type of game, in that environment, to
hmm
come out there and just to make that to go up there and just grab it and to tie that game against your division rival. Like what a story. Like I think there was a story that I think he was crashing with Caleb at first.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah, he
mean?
was staying
Like
at his house. Yeah.
yeah, like what a story to have that. And more importantly, right, like obviously I know we were down on receivers, like it's unfortunate, but like for Ben Johnson to trust him in that situation, for Caleb to trust him in that situation.
Dude. Well, apparently there is another story. I forgot. I think it was after the Pittsburgh game or one of those. Um, he took Caleb met up with Jade and they went
Hmm.
to the facility to go run routes after the game. And Caleb told him like, just stay ready. Your moment's gonna come. You don't know when it's gonna come, but
Hmm.
like, just be
Hmm.
ready. And what do you know? A couple weeks later, like you catch the game tying touchdown against your arch nemesis.
Arch, is that his first career touchdown too?
Yeah. More
Bro,
touch
like to have
more
that,
touchdowns. More touchdowns
dude.
than Matthew Golden, by the way. So,
Right. And all these Packers fans were like, when you draft the receiver, you gotta draft the receiver. Right. Like, let your organization do what they do because they're constantly a playoff team. So, like,
hmm
let them do what they gotta do, right? But no, you're right. Like, that's just that I didn't even know that story about Caleb doing that with him. And I think that just right. So it's a testament of like Caleb coming to fruition this season. I know he's been inconsistent and that's fine. Like, let him work on that. But like if
growing,
you're
man.
right, if the growth is there, winning these games, right, coming back, and listen, like he's played what 4 games against the Packers. He's 2-2.
Yeah,
Like that's more fucking wins than any other Bears quarterback has had against the Packers, and how many goddamn tries? Like, and every
yeah.
single game he's made it
It's
competitive
every single game has been a one score game. He should be 3-1 if it
without
wasn't for
that
the
block,
block.
without that
Yeah,
fucking block, right? That
without
should
the
have been a
block
penalty because
kick.
they went over the center, right? Like we all
hmm
know this, right? So like you're right. I think the Packers played. LaFleur played a little scared, right? He played a little scared in his game plan. You know what I mean?
hmm
And yes, granted, we talked about this. They lost Parsons and all this. That defense came to play though. That Packers
That
defense came to play.
yeah. I know they lost a bunch of guys, but yeah, like their defense was on fire. They were flying everywhere. We didn't have an answer for their blitz. Like
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
and
not.
and if it wasn't for that busted coverage, I mean maybe it might be a closer play. And we don't, who knows how that ends up, but
Right.
um yeah, that busted coverage led to overtime. Packers get the ball, go down the field, and then they get stuffed. Oh no, what is it, dropped fumble
It was a drop fumble in that fourth, and I sat there and I'm like, if they get this, I'm like, like I told you in the beginning of our recording, like they're gonna get down in 3 minutes, and like we're gonna have to put the pressure. But that fumble, and I sat there, I'm like, oh my fucking god, there's a life, there's a
hmm
life. And then Caleb gets that ball and he just starts zipping it. Granted, motherfucker needs to start diving for first downs because he's really, really
That one
irritating
was
me
close. The
with
one was
those.
close.
I
Yeah.
know it was close, but bro, just
He d
take the
he
damn hit,
dove
man. Just take the
forward.
hit.
He dove forward right after that
Ah.
on that fourth down play, by the way.
Yeah. But like, he put the game in his hands again, right? Zip zip. That dart. All right.
Yeah.
And then like, he gets to there, that Kyle Malone guy third down, and then
And
that
then
that
beautiful throw to DJ Moore.
I sat
Oh,
there and like, I was watching it, I had my heads on, and I sat there and I just watched him launch, and I was like, I'm watching it, I'm like, this ball, and I just see DJ go and grab it, and he comes down with it, and then I blacked out again. Second time I blacked out. I'm like, "Ooh, what
I
the
couldn't
fuck just
believe it.
happened?
Yeah, I
What the
couldn't
fuck?
believe it
I sat
either.
there. I'm like, I did
That
not witness that game as a Bears fan, right? And like,
nah.
and I think what was so important, like you said, it was so electric. It was so important, is because we've been in the last, I think, 66 games with the Packers. Other than this game, they're 51-15 against us.
hmm
Like they have owned us. And as a Bears fan that's salty about it, like that is just the reality of it.
hmm
But that game was sit there and you can sit there and be like obviously we can't we don't want to assume, right, we don't want to jump ahead, but like, is this the turning of the tide for this team?
I I think I think you don't know yet because these are two very good teams. I think for sure the rivalry is competitive.
Correct.
It's going to come down. We're gonna get a lot of these games where it comes down to the wire.
And,
Who
and
end Yeah,
but
who ends up with those wins?
right.
That we have no idea.
And
Like
touching on that, right? Like these games are gonna go in the wire. There's a good chance we play them in the playoffs.
right
In the first
in
fucking
the first
round.
round.
Like there's
In the
a
first round.
great chance that happens, right? So like
hmm
that'll be insane. So like, yeah, like this is so important. That's why that game meant so much. And Caleb came out there, man, put his hands in his pocket after that ball. Like he knew that ball. He just needed
He
DJ to
knew.
grab it.
Yeah, he knew it was a beautiful throw.
And
He
I
knew
and
it.
I think like him and DJ figured it out. Whatever their fucking beef was, whatever the thing that was implementing, maybe it was just once again DJ not buying in, and now he's finally buying in. Who the fuck knows what it is? But like, it's nice to have. We talked about him having to step up right without
Mm.
that first game without Rome, and he did a little bit. But this game, after taking that really dirty fucking hit from Nixon, then to step up and to
What a
five for
trooper,
90,
man.
five
Yeah,
for 97, one touchdown, right? One rushing, one carry for 12 yards, and to make that touchdown in those plays, it's just
yeah. He really hung in there and he knew he was hurt, but
yeah.
he toughed it out. Um, I do want to say to everyone who says Ben Johnson doesn't trust Caleb, like that's
There's
a
your
bunch
game.
of
There's your
there.
game.
If this doesn't show you how much belief he has in him, like I mean.
He
you're
said,
full
"Let's
of
go win
shit.
this game." He
Like,
said, "Let's win this fucking game. Let's end
yeah,
it. Let's get out of here." He's like, "I'm gonna put the ball," and he delivered the best ball he's thrown in his entire
yeah,
career. And we talk about that long ball, 44-yard fucking bomb to beat your division rival for the division lead. Like
yeah. Like, if that doesn't scream trust, man, like,
on
I don't know
prime
what to
time
tell you.
again, in
In prime
again,
time,
man.
yeah.
Like
Like, this is what we've seen all year, though. Like, at least just what I've seen. Like,
yeah, yeah, and
like the
and Ben and Caleb are built for these primetime games, man. The Commanders, they've won that game. The Eagles, they've won the game. This Packers won their gun, and then they're gonna get another primetime game, which we'll touch in a second, right? But like they like this, and I think, as I said, right, and I think this is why it's so important we get this first round bye. Like, like that's why this game meant so much. Like, I think this Sunday game means so much too, right? Because all we need is the Seahawks to lose one game and the Bears win out, and then you get that first round bye. You get Rome back healthy. You'll get Kyler Gordon back healthy. You'll have everybody on
Yeah,
this
you
team
have
healthy,
everybody at
right?
your disposal. Yeah.
And the game, and then the playoffs have to go to Chicago. That's scary, like you said. Like
Hmm.
people are not gonna want to do that, right? Especially in this weather, in this kind of environment. So like. That's why this game, right, meant so much with the Packers. And yes, I know they clinched the spot. They can still technically win the division, right? I mean, all these things can happen, right? But like, they're playing love,
It's
right? They're playing loveless without loveless. You know what I mean? And can Malik Willis do it again in a game with the Ravens? Also, I have their backup that needs to win too, right? You and I were talking about this. If Love played, the game was, I think, with the Packers won. But now that Love is not playing,
it could go either way.
either way now,
I
it can go either way.
I will say though, if this is the version of Malik Willis that they get, or maybe slightly better, I do like the Packers' chances to win against the Ravens. Um, Still means we should still take care of business against the
Agreed.
49ers.
Agreed.
But um I do think like yeah, if we win out and Seahawks lose one, like are the Eagles gonna come here and beat us? I- Maybe. I don't
Maybe I can
know.
see it though, because I think them and the Rams are the two teams that are.
The
So
Rams, yeah,
right,
like
you're looking at the NFC picture, right? Like you're sitting there, and be like, all right, like what are the teams that can actually truly beat the Bears, right? Okay, Packers, yes, divisional game, rival game,
they're gonna
that
keep it close. Yeah.
done, right? I think the Seahawks, I think the Rams, I think the Eagles are the only three teams that
That
can,
could come here and beat us. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? And because all their quarterbacks know how to play in the cold, right? Darnold,
Mm,
you know what I mean? All this, the defense, all those teams have great defenses that I name. Yes, I know we mollywop the Eagles, but they're going to be ready again, right? They'll have Lane Johnson this time. Like, all that stuff is changing. But like, yes, and I think, right, this Sunday night game, right? Let's, transitioning over to this Sunday night game, right? Like, and once
yeah.
again, I think Caleb's going to come out and ball again. I think he's going to have, Caleb has proven why he's the number one overall pick this year,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you start to work out those kinks. You start to work out, right, those little,
Yeah, he's got some
inconsistencies.
issues, but
Yes,
like, yeah,
that's okay. But you start to work on it. The foundation is there. And I think this thing more than anything with Ben Johnson, too. Yes, obviously, right. Put a foundation, put in a culture, make the playoffs, make that the expectation. I think it was, can Caleb handle what I'm going to throw at him?
mm,
And I think at the beginning of the season, you hit it on the head, right? Was those are going to be the struggles. It's not a simplistic ass offense. This is a very complicated, very intricate offense.
yep.
And now I think the more that's happening is Caleb is earning Ben's trust, and then Ben is
Yeah,
also earning Caleb's trust.
yeah, I mean, all the experience he's getting throughout all these games, all the film he can watch, rewatch. He meets with Ben every day to go over to watch film with him to see what they could find, what they can't find. By the way, um, I think that play, that last play, I know I didn't want to go back, but that last play
Do
that
it.
they ran, they just installed it on Thursday. That Thursday, and they ran it once in practice, and it was the exact same way. Um, and that was based off of something they saw in film. Um, so like this is,
Mhm.
I think, little by little. Next year, I think we'll see a more polished version, right? Hitting more
Absolutely.
completion percentage going up. I know people want to talk about that shit. Like, I don't care. If you're
Hmm.
you're throwing touchdowns and you're winning games, like I don't give a shit about completion
Right.
percentage, man.
Right. 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 Right.
Um
100%. 100%.
but just to go back to the 49ers, I I think this is going to be more of a shootout.
Absolutely.
Um
Absolutely.
just like this 49ers team, man. I know they're injured, but they're injured on the defensive side of the ball, right? Their
Correct.
offense,
Correct.
yeah, their offense has been clicking, and it's just momentum that built up to go into this game. Um, I think they dropped like what, like plus 40 uh against against the Colts. I don't even think they punted that game.
No, they haven't punted in their last 21 possessions.
I think that was like in November or something like that.
Right. Like it's been insane. Like they're when they have the ball, I think they're scoring, I think 34 points a game. Like the offense is clicking. We know this,
Yeah.
right? Like we know they have a great now that Purdy's back, the
Hmm.
offense is clicking where they want to, right? We talked about how good Mac Jones was, right? Like and I think the big one of the key factors of this game, right? I think it's gonna be a shootout, but it's also on the Bears side. Can you
Hmm.
make Purdy uncomfortable? But it goes back into what you're saying. The pass rush is non-existent against a very good offensive line.
Right. Um, and like these are really good receivers. Juwan Jennings, he's been really good. I think I don't know if they have no, they don't have Kendrick Bourne, but George Kittle, I know he's
George Kittle's one of the best tight
questionable.
ends. You got McCaffrey back there. You know what I
You
mean? So
you still
like,
got McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey's the dangerous one. Like he's your first guy that you got to stop.
right.
Um, and then after that, because Shanahan plays everything through McCaffrey. Like the entire offense is built around him.
Mm-hmm.
If you can stop him and get Purdy to move off his spot a little bit, you'll catch him in some bad situations. Like,
Great.
but you gotta move him off his spot, and you gotta
You
stop
have to.
McCaffrey on
You
early downs.
have to. You have to. You have to.
Yeah. And then on offense, man, like I think there's ways you can help out your defense, like take 15 play drives again,
Yes.
like
Yes.
long
Yes.
drives, run the ball, run the clock, like limit their possessions
Agreed.
and go
Agreed.
down and score. You got to score touchdowns against this team because if not, they'll make you pay, man. They
They will
this
make you 100%. And I think you're right. Like we talked about this all year, right? Like Fred Warner is a feature Hall of Famer, right? When he's done playing this damn game, like that's how
Oh
good he is,
yeah.
right? And to lose him in the middle, right? Like yeah, like and this is gonna come down to another. I think you said it's gonna be a shootout, but I think it's also gonna be a run heavy game as well. I
Yeah.
think this is a back another Kyle Manung guy, DeAndre Swift. Let's hand over the ball, play action type of game, right? And
Hmm.
it's gonna come down to that offensive line to move. It sucks that Darnell Wright might not be available because of this illness, right? And I think honestly, like it's probably the flu because so many people are getting the damn flu, so it's probably some type of thing like that. Hopefully he's
Yeah.
ready to play on Sunday, right? Hopefully he travels a little bit later today and he can play, right? It's a huge game and it'll be a tough loss for him. But yeah, it's gonna come down to running that ball, moving that ball, then and just being consistent. We're gonna have Luther back, which will be nice to open up, right?
Hmm.
But you're right. I think the biggest thing is that pass rush, and I kind of circled the matchup. It's gonna be Montez Sweat versus the Niners right tackle Colton McKivitz. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be a huge game right there because it's obviously right. Trent Williams is Trent Williams. Like, do I?
He's a monster, man.
Is anybody
Like,
going to compete with that? Like, I don't know. Maybe they might put Austin Booker there and try have Austin Booker with the
mhm.
athleticism, kind of get him around. But like, it's Trent Williams. He's a future Hall of Famer.
He's yeah.
I think
He's a
on the
little
other
on the
side,
older side, so yeah.
but I think the other side, if Sweat can have a game and get to that, quarterback, like he got to Malik Wilson that last play, dude, I thought he fumbled that ball. I was
I
gonna
th
lose. I was I had an aneurysm. I'm like, he did not just fumble that ball.
I thought he fumbled too. I
Right,
I thought
right.
the exact same thing,
Right,
but
right. But anyway, right, like Sweat needs to win this game because that pass rush needs, really, really needs to, improve. But I think you're right. If they can slow down Purdy, make him uncomfortable, right, they have a chance, right? Like this is a really tough game, but something that's beneficial in like the grand scope of the games. In the last 9 meetings, they've alternated wins. Bears
wow.
have won, Niners have won. So like the Bears won in 24, 16, 18, and 22. The Niners have won in 12, 15, 17, 21 in last year. So if this looks anything and following that trend, the Bears should win this game.
I have another stat that I found not like a couple days ago. When the Niners run McCaffrey 27 plus times in the game before, they're 0 for 4 in the next game that they play.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
and he ran it
Interesting.
28 times in the last game. 28, 27,
Interesting.
something like that. Um,
Interesting.
so that's kind of telling. I think more it's got to be because of like soreness, Like McCaffrey's probably beat up and
Right.
stuff like
And,
that.
and the Niners playing the Colts last week too, right? And they're on a
Yeah,
short week too. So like,
yeah,
like that's, and another
it's
stat,
an
right?
advantage.
Right? And we're talking about like the Niners offense not punting the last 21 possessions, right? Like all that stuff. The Bears haven't allowed a score they've the last 13 of their 15 opponents' first drives, they have not scored.
Wow.
And they've only let 10 points on first opening drives in the NFL, which is the fewest. So like and there's another stat, right? So like you have one of the best efficient offenses against one of the best first drive defenses, right? So like I think this is gonna be another good game for the Bears. This is another playoff atmosphere type of game, right? If the Niners
100%.
had their healthy defense and they were clicking, I would be like the Bears are ducks out of water. I
Yeah.
really think that, right? Because I think the Niners are that good when they are healthy, right? Like that
Hmm.
is a fact. They've been to a Super Bowl. They know how to win in the playoffs, right? They're back in the playoffs. Teams should be scared of this team. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Um, but that being said, I think the Bears gonna win this one. I think it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be an ugly shootout. I think honestly, like it's gonna be like a 34-37 type of ugly ass fucking game, bro. Just no defense whatsoever. And I think, you know, I think Caleb throws for 300 yards this game. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I think it's
It
gonna be
doesn't
that
sound
type of
crazy
game.
at all. Yeah, that doesn't sound crazy at all. I, I, man, I've been fighting with this one. I've been really
Huh.
fighting with this one the last couple of days. I think the Darnell, right, injury or illness, depending on that, I think that kind of will sway my opinion. Right now, I'm leaning towards the Niners
Okay, that's
just
fair.
because if Darnell's out, then I'm thinking Niners. I just think they're on fire, man, and like Shanahan, this offense, Purdy, McCaffrey, like I just
Mm-hmm.
think it's too much for the defense to handle. It's not really about the offense, but if this is a close game going into the fourth quarter, sign me up for the Bears all day.
Sure,
Like
sure.
because I think you'll see the spectacular come out again from Caleb.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Um, so yeah, I'm like I said, I'm on the fence, man. Like I have no idea, but
It's a tough game, and I didn't even realize when I first saw this game. Like I was watching, and then we won right against the Packers. I'm just like, oh, like it's a big game. Like I wonder what time they're playing. I didn't realize it was prime time.
yeah, yeah,
I
this is
didn't.
prime time.
I didn't realize. I was sat there. I'm like, oh, great, like, another fucking prime time game, and like this is literally for the division, right? You know what I mean? If they
Hmm.
once again, so like as we've talked about covering game, and now kind of going into now the weeks, week 17 kind of atmosphere, right? We know a couple games have been played, right? Cowboys beat
Hmm.
the Commanders, no implications on that one,
No.
right? Vikings essentially eliminated the Lions, huge implication on that one, dude. The Lions came out and shut a fucking egg, dude. Like that was
Yeah,
horrible.
they looked really bad. And
But
if
it
it's
goes in, yeah,
yeah, if it's any indication as to like how good we may become, is look at the team where their offensive coordinator came from and look at what they look like now. Like
right,
look at
with all the same pieces too, right? Like
the
that, all the
exact same
changes was the
pieces.
offensive coordinator. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And this is what I told you, right? Remember, I think was it last week that O'Donnell's gonna have his guys play. Yes, they're eliminated out of the playoffs, but the Vikings are 5-0 in December, right? So like they're not gonna damn lose. Like he's gonna get his place. So like the fact that he
Hmm.
knocked them out, huge game, right? Huge game. But you know, Lions are out that last week 18 matchup, which we said might come down for the division, right? But this time might be for different reasons, not against Detroit. But Detroit's gonna want to come in there, right, with Dan Campbell and play spoiler. So that was a huge game for the Vikings. And then right, the Broncos beat the Chiefs, but we knew that, right? I know it's a
Yep.
7 point game, but the Broncos dominated. The Chiefs were never going to win that game.
Yeah.
But the Broncos, right, won their division, could possibly have a shot for the 1 seed. So, my big game that I wanted to focus on before we go to our upsets and our locks is this game tonight, right? If the Ravens go and beat the Packers, the Bears clinch the NFC North, and we have home playoff game guaranteed.
Yep. You
Huge,
at least
right?
have one.
Huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once again, I think you and I have agreed. Don't let it come to that. Take it in your own destiny. Win tomorrow night, right? Win
Yeah.
tomorrow night.
Hmm.
Hope to God Seattle loses. Win against Detroit. So like I think you're right. I think the Packers do win this because it is at home. It's like the Packers have clinched it, so the Ravens are going to come out there and play really hard because they have to win out.
Hmm.
Um, but I still think the Packers win this game, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm fucking wrong. But
I actually I have the Packers winning too. I just think, yeah, um, I like the Ravens. No Lamar though. I know Lamar has kind of been like up and down.
hmm
Um,
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what they look like with Huntley. Um, I do think the defense, Green Bay's defense is really good, so I don't know how well that's gonna match up for the
Right.
Ravens.
Right.
Um, but I could see this getting like super ugly, like rush 26 times with Derrick Henry and just like lean on that. But I
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
But yeah, and then my lock of the week is the Patriots over the Jets. I mean, I'm not gonna really touch on that one. Like I'm sitting there being like, yeah, there ain't no way this no, especially because the Patriots lost, and they have to keep up with the Bills now because the Bills are on their ass for that division. So it's just like
hmm
the very Bills gonna be like, listen, it's the Jets. Let's just put a 50 burger on them. So that's a lock. I think, and then my upset. I had a really hard time looking at some upsets. I really want to pick the Panthers over the Seahawks, but that's just because it's emotional. Because I'm just like, oh, like ha ha ha, we need this to happen. But I don't. I'm not 100% sure who's a favorite in that Bills Eagles game. But I
That
think,
one's close. Yeah.
yeah, that one's close. But I think honestly, my upset is the Dolphins beating the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are just landsliding right now, man. I don't
hmm
know what's going on there. The Dolphins could put up some points, right? But like. I just don't trust in the Bucks. And yes, I think the Bucks can also win too. I mean, they can go out there and blow out the Dolphins because they're ass us as well. But I think right, just the way the Bucks are landsliding, they're feeling the pressure from the Panthers. I think the Dolphins win that game.
I actually like that. Uh, I made a parlay earlier, and
Mm-hmm.
I had picked the Dolphins for that reason
Oh,
because I
nice,
thought,
nice, nice.
yeah. Um, my lock is gonna be Bengals over Arizona. Um, I know the Bengals like they don't really have a great defense, but
Sure.
I could definitely see, Joe Burrow going crazy and just dropping 5 touchdowns on the
Right.
on the Cardinals.
Fair.
And then my upset is Carolina versus the Seahawks. And
Fair.
mostly for the reason that, you know, Seahawks are coming off of like a super emotional game. Like
Fair.
they didn't look great at all in the first couple of quarters. It
Mm-mm.
it took a
Mm-mm.
it took a punt return just to spark some energy into that team, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
the offense hasn't really been clicking as well. So I could see Carolina just, mudding up, making it super ugly, like holding them to like 6 points. Like Sam
Mm-hmm.
Darnold. Sam Darnold hasn't been seeing the field very well as of the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Um, and Bryce Young's been a little hot lately too. So I I just think during Carolina, overtime game, like I think Carolina could pull this off. And they need to get into the playoffs. They need to win out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. And then the last thing, right, will be our power rankings. I had a crazy shakeup this week. I kind of really thought about it. So it's been kind of crazy shakeup. So I'll start with number 10. 10 is the Houston Texans. I think they're once again, and they're playing right. Number 9 is for me the Chargers, and they're playing right now. And last time I checked, the Texans are up 14-0. So that's
nice.
huge game, right? So like CJ Stroud had another pass to I think Knoll for another touchdown, like another deep ball too.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think the Texans will move up if they win that game, but right now it's Texans at 10, Chargers at 9. I think once again they're buying in there. Herbert's playing really well, but once again, big games like this because it's a huge game, right? Playoff implication wise for seeding. You know what I mean? Because the
Mhm.
Chargers are, in my opinion, also like, can they win the division technically too, right? They can catch Denver, but like,
How
which is really
likely?
right
Yeah.
unlikely, which is really fucking annoying. Because the one year they didn't pick the Chargers to be good, and they're actually decent, so like super annoying. But anyway, at 8. So to shock you, I have the Rams. I dropped them to 8, man.
Wow.
I dropped them to 8.
That's a huge fall.
Only because they dropped from right the first overall seed to the 6th seed in this into what I think the 16 on the wild card team. But I think just the way they lost that game was really really rough for them. I think we talked about them being contenders. Like I know I may be really hard on them. I may be really it's a divisional game, but like dude, you win that game, you lock up that first seed, and to have that dud at the end, like, and then ultimately leading to firing their special teams coordinator, like,
Mm.
I, I, I maybe I'm too harsh on them, but I think yeah, the Rams dropped for me. They've been really good, but the games that they lose, they've been really fucking bad. Like they've looked really bad in the games that they lose. Right? Granted, I can't really blame what's his name? Stafford on this one. Like he
Mm,
had a really good other game. I still think he's the MVP of the season at the end of the day, but I think yeah, that was a really rough, tough loss for them. So I dropped him to 8. 7, I have the San Francisco 49ers. We talked about it. They look good, solid
they looked
team,
really good. Yeah.
right? So 6, I have I have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have them at 6 there. Once again, good team. I think they're gonna fucking scare some teams in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
They
like, I
beat the
think
Broncos.
they
Yeah.
beat the Broncos, right? At 5, I told you we do it if they beat the Packers. We have the beloved Chicago Bears at 5. They cracked the
Yeah.
top 5. You know what I mean? I think
Let's
I sit
go.
there and be like, they keep winning. They beat these playoff teams. Like I can't knock them anymore, right? It's not a fluke. So I have them at 5. They beat the Niners. They might sneak top 3. I don't know. I might get frisky and put them top 3 if they beat the Niners, right?
Yeah.
So they're at 5. At at 4, I have Denver. Right after that loss against Jacksonville. So yes, I have Denver at 4. 3 are the Buffalo Bills. 2 are the pesky New England Patriots, and then number 1 is the Seahawks because I just can't bet against them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a big shakeup from last week.
Yeah, that is a big shakeup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine looks a little different. So like you, I have the Texans at 10. Um, just because, they've been hot. CJ Stroud, their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 9, the 49ers, mostly because I know they've been hot, but they haven't beaten, I would say, a good team, right?
Sure.
Tennessee, Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
last
Mm-hmm.
one was the Colts. There's a couple more in there. Um, so Niners at 9. I dropped Green Bay to 8
Mm.
because, all those injuries that they're dealing with and Love being out this week, like I just I don't know how they're gonna recover from all of this.
Sure.
So
I had him at 11. I dropped him out of my top 10. So.
yeah, I completely understand why you would drop them out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Jaguars at 7, right? They just beat the Broncos.
Right.
That's a really good team. And, I knew they were getting hot. I
You're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Trevor's playing out of his mind right now. So.
Trevor, yeah. I don't know what they're doing down there, but it's working, and he looks like the number one overall pick.
He looks like what he did in college. He's just playing his game, which is fantastic.
hmm
Yeah.
Um, at number 6, I have the Bills.
Fair.
So I think with one more win, if they beat the Eagles, I think I would put them in my top 5.
Fair.
Number 5, I have the Bears, right? That was a very emotional game. That was a
Yeah.
division rival you haven't beaten in years. Like this, it meant something to the entire team and the city. So top 5.
Agreed.
At 4, I have the Broncos. I dropped them from I think it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't lose to the Jaguars like that if you're a legit team.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
um, number 3, I have the Rams. So they dropped two
Mm-hmm.
spots. They dropped 2 spots because of the debacle in Seattle.
It was
I
a debacle. Great
I
word.
I do understand though, like it was a division game. There's a lot of things that didn't go their way.
Right.
Um, and Puka played out of his freaking mind,
Right.
by the
Right.
way.
200. I think it was like 225 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, which was freaking insane.
Right.
Um, so I think they'll bounce back,
Mm-hmm.
once they get
Mm-hmm.
Devontae back. But as far as like mm, number 1 seed, that might be out of reach for them right now.
I think so. Yeah.
Number 2, I have the Patriots. I I still want to see like a signature win by them. And I don't know if we've gotten that, but I do think, they're on fire.
Yeah,
It
they're
looks
good.
like they're going to win the division.
Right. I mean,
So,
and that last loss against the Buffalo Bills was a tough one, but it is the Bills, right? I mean, divisional game, came back, won
right.
that game. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you're right. It's been a while since they had a signature win. Their last signature win, in my opinion, was that game against Buffalo in prime time, week 5 or 6, whatever the hell it was.
Right, which was earlier in the season. Um, we'll see. I don't know what their schedule looks like coming up, but I would imagine it's still like pretty light.
Well, they play
Um,
the Jets this week, so that should be an easy dub.
yeah. Yeah, see.
You
So,
know,
so we won't find out until the playoffs.
correct.
At number 1, I do have the Seahawks. Although I feel like all top 5 teams can be interchangeable for number 1,
Agreed.
right? because yeah, I think all of them have their flaws. I just, it
Yeah.
depends on your taste, right? And like, you know, I thought the Seahawks looked the best out of the top five so
Mm-hmm.
far.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of why I picked Seattle. So
No, it's fair, and I think you're right. I think you hit on the head right as we wrap up today. Like every year, right? Even go back to last year, right? Like we knew the two teams. It was going to be the Eagles and Chiefs. Like we sat there, we knew who the dominant teams were. This year, like you said, I think you had used a great sentiment, like a statement there. Like everybody has their flaws.
yeah,
Everybody has their flaws, right? Like, there's no one team that's been blowing out of the water, right? Yeah, you can argue the Broncos, you can argue the Patriots, but like they still have their flaws, right? Like they still have right the Bears, right? Like yes, you can argue like they're winning games, but they have their flaws, right?
they have their
Like
flaws. Yeah,
so I think it's great that you're saying that because which makes it more exciting because like it's been I felt like the last couple of years, right? The last few weeks of the playoffs, like the last few weeks of the regular season have been like, yeah, they've been good. They've had some games that were important, but like these last couple of games here, like, yes, a lot of teams have clinched, but like there's still a couple division games going on, right? There's still races for the number one seed, right? Like
yeah,
all these things, and it's like super, super exciting to have because now it's all come divisional games, and that's the fun part about it, right? Like
yeah.
that's, so I think you're right. I think anybody's interchangeable in that top five. Honestly, you can even argue, right, the Texans possibly being a top five team because that defense is
Agreed.
so disgusting, right? Like they're
Yeah.
so nasty as we've multiple talked about this podcast multiple times. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's what's so exciting, and I'm super like excited, right? Hopping off this, I'm gonna watch that game, and then tomorrow too, right? Like all these games coming up, you know what I mean? So like it's exciting to be a football fan the last couple of weeks now.
I agree, man. It's been
Yeah.
a long time since we've seen the league like this. Like
Right.
this is amazing to see.
Absolutely. Agreed. Agreed. But yeah, all right. Thanks for joining us for episode 21. And hopefully the Bears come out with another dub and clinch the division when we join you guys next week.
See ya.
Have a good one, bye.